Joining me now via Skype from Turkey is Washington Post reporter Liz Sly. Liz, the truce has been up for more than 24 hours. What are you hearing today?
Well, it's looking a little bit wobbly today. We have had quite a few Russian airstrikes, not as many as usual, but a number in the north of the country, enough to let people know that the airstrikes are back. And there's been some quite significant fighting in the east of the country, which is somewhat separate from the Syrian truce. This is Islamic State attacking America's Kurdish allies in the north, and American warplanes have had to go and rescue them from what looked like quite a nasty situation.
So, the Islamic State, of course, was not party to this truce.
Right, they were not party to the truce, and pretty much the day before the truce, actually, they stormed into a northern town of Tel Abyad, which is in the Kurdish self-proclaimed autonomous region they're carving out up there. And they pretty much took control of the town for a few hours. They took over several buildings, they rampaged through the town, they beheaded a tribal leader, and US warplanes were called in and carried out a large number of strikes, hitting their positions and pushing them back from most of the town. But we understand that there are still some Islamic State people there on the edge of the town, perhaps holding some hostages.
Do the rebel groups that are party to this believe that this truce is a stepping stone to a longer lasting peace, that these peace talks can happen? Or do they think maybe that this is a tactical move by Assad and the Russians?
Well, the rebels are extremely suspicious. The government, helped by the Russians, now has the upper hand in the fighting in Syria. They've been making a lot of advances. Nobody really sees what interest it is for the Syrians at the moment to abide by a truce and halt their gains. The Syrian government has made it clear it believes now that with the Russian support, it can win this fight completely. So yes, a lot of rebels are deeply suspicious, but at the same time, they are on the back foot. They are not really in a position at the moment to challenge the truce, and it could potentially work to their advantage if it does freeze the front lines where they are right now.
What about the idea that in March 7th, the UN could try to restart peace talks? Is anybody on the ground thinking that far ahead?
Well, after what we've seen today with new airstrikes, new fighting, I think most people are a bit worried that the truce won't hold long enough. But I think the world powers are really very determined to have this happen, and they could well usher their allies on the ground to those talks, even if the fighting does start up again.
All right, Liz Sly of the Washington Post joining us via Skype from Gaziantep in Turkey. Thanks so much.
Thank you.